Hi, I'm Kira. Welcome to my channel. I'm refilming the intro for this video because the first time I did it was before I had my camera and the lighting was really weird and I did not explain it good at all. So here we are, redoing it. So this video series is inspired by a challenge that this Instagram creator made, but I am modifying it just a bit. The challenge is called the 20 Book List Challenge, and basically it's where you pick 20 books off of your physical TBR, so books you own a physical copy of that you haven't read yet, and you're not allowed to buy any new physical books until you read those 20. And you can read other books in between, but you can't buy new ones until you read those specific 20 that you chose. How I'm modifying it is I know myself, and I know I'm not going to be able to not buy my anticipated releases, so that's the exception I've made. But other than that, I'm not. And I'm only allowing myself to buy those because I know I'm going to read them right away. And my other modification is that I'm going to be choosing which book I read next off of my list of 20 at random. So I have this jar and I wrote down numbers 1 through 20 on a piece of paper and I folded them up and I put them in here. And then I also wrapped all 20 of the books and labeled them with a number 1 through 20 as well. So whichever number I pick from here is the book number I'm going to read next. This is not a great angle, but as you can see, I have some books here. I also have a couple up on my Disney shelf because there are a couple Disney ones I put in this list. I'll put all 20 books right here on the screen so you can see them, and then at the beginning of the second part of this series, I'll put the list up again, but I'll cross off the ones I've already read. So we'll see my progress as the series goes on. So now that I have re-explained this challenge in a better way, we're going to hop over to past me reading the first book of the series. I'm sorry for the weird lighting you're about to see. I really have no idea what happened with the camera, but it was my phone, so I'm sorry. And it gets better from here. I'm terrified because some of these books are ones I'm most excited to get to on my list. Others are ones that intimidate me the most, so I'm not hoping for one of those. Other ones are just ones that have been on my shelf for too long. Okay, first one is number 7. Oh no. Okay, so I picked number 7. I know what this is, and I want to get to it. I just don't know if I'm ready for it at the moment, but I guess we're gonna do it. It was on my fantasy shelf, and it's the first of a series. It is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the first of the Mortal Instruments Shadowhunter series. This is a very large universe, so that's why I've been hesitant to start it. I tried reading Clockwork Angel back in middle school. I think I finished it, but I had no idea what happened. And I found a reading list and it said it's best to start with the first 3 in the Mortal Instruments and then go into the Infernal Devices. So I'm doing it this way this time. I watched the Shadowhunters show on Freeform when it first came out. Loved the first 2 seasons. I don't think I watched the 3rd season. I'm going to update you throughout my reading, let you know my thoughts, how it's going, and then when I finish the book, I will tell you what I rated it, what I thought of it, if I'm excited to continue. I think I'm going to separate these videos into 3 to 4 books per video, depending on the book and how many thoughts I have on it. Okay, hi. Editing me here. I accidentally deleted the footage that was supposed to go here. It was photo booth like I'm doing now. I don't exactly remember everything I said in the deleted footage, but I do remember I said that this series will be 4 parts, so I'm going to do 5 books each part. And I thought 5 books a video would be good, because some of them, like City of Bones, I'm doing a separate reading vlog for that series, so I don't talk about it that much in this video, but I'm going to talk about it a lot in its own series vlog. And I have a couple more first books in the series, and books I'm doing separate reading vlogs for in this list of 20 books. I thought 5 a video was good because some books I'm not going to talk that much about, and other ones, this is probably the only video that I'm going to talk about them in depth. Back to the video. So, this is the first book for the first episode of this. I'm excited. to update you a bit. I'm now at part 2 of City of Bones, which is like a quarter of the way through. I'm really liking it so far, really enjoying it. Starting to get more into the action now, I feel like. The first part was just more background info and world building, which is still fun. I'm not going to say too much because I am doing a reading vlog for this series. So all I'm going to say for this video is I'm really enjoying it so far. Next time you will get an update from me for this video will probably be when I finish this and I'm ready to pick a new book. Welcome to my new bookshelf. Just a little bit different than last time I filmed for this video. I finished my first book. 1 down, 19 to go. Yeah, I finished City of Bones. Like I've said probably a million times, I'm doing a separate reading vlog for this series, so I'm not going to share too many of my thoughts. I will say I did give this a 4 stars out of 5. Really great start to the series. Excited to continue. Really easy to read. I loved all the characters. I also watched the movie. That got a 3 out of 5. And I started rewatching the Shadowhunter show. Feel my obsession coming back. I'm not going to immediately pick the next one up though, to give myself a little break. That means it's time to pick my next book for this list. So I'm going to pick another number and we'll see what it is. There's one that I'm like dying to read right now that I'm like wishing I didn't put in this list so I could read it. So number 15. Let's go see what it is. So 15. Oh no. It's a hardcover. That scares me. Okay. We have number 15. It's a hardcover. There's one of 2 ways that this could go. There's one hardcover, and I would love to read. Now, there's 2, I think 2 or 3 that I'd be okay with reading. And there's one that I do not want to read anytime soon. Okay. No need to fear. I'm okay with this one. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I've seen nothing but great things about this, so I am excited for it. I was nervous because I have Addie LaRue in that, and that's hardcover, and I really thought it was going to be that. We'll see what happens with this. Thought I would update. I am quite literally on page 17 and I am already in love with Daniel. So if that says anything about how this book is going, then I might be seeing a 5-star book in my future. I'm already having a blast reading this. So it can only get better from here. Right? Right? I hope. Okay, check in later. I'm here to do a little update on Part of Your World. You see those tabs? I don't want to jinx it, but if this continues to go how it's going at the moment, this could possibly be a new all-time favorite for me. But there's still a lot of time for things to go downhill, so hopefully they don't. I'm currently on chapter 14, page 118, and I'm loving it. Something about this writing style is so addictive and makes me not want to stop reading it. And I feel like I'm flying through it, like I'm reading it so fast. I finished Part of Your World, and I'm giving it a 5 stars. There were some moments where Alexis frustrated and annoyed me, but just the overall feeling I had while reading this, I just loved every second of it. So for that reason, it's getting a 5 stars from me. So that is book 2 out of 20 done, and we're gonna pick another one now. This isn't the best angle, but I wanted you to be able to see these. I am scared because I don't want a fantasy right now. I'm really wanting another romance or a thriller. So let's hope for that. Okay, I got 16. It's another hardcover. I can already see it right here. 16. Okay, I think this is the one I don't want because it's thicker. This could be rock, paper, scissors. It could be Carrie Soto's back. I don't think it's Addie LaRue because I think that's the thicker one. There's another hardcover on here. I don't remember what it could be though. Book number 3 for this challenge is number 16. We're gonna find out what it is. Oh, okay, now I remember what it is. This is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. It is another romance. It's also another book of the month, which I'm trying to get through. I am very excited for this because, like Part of Your World, I don't think I've seen any negative reviews of it and have heard nothing but great things. And this is literally from July of last year, and I haven't touched it. I forgot to show you all of my tabs in this, but these will be removed and reused as soon as I find time to go through and fully highlight and annotate and write stuff in here. The drama between Hannah and Taylor at the end of chapter 11 has me cackling. It's really something. Okay, skip to this time if you haven't read this book and don't want to be like, is that really, I guess it is kind of spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything that happens in the middle of this book, skip to this time and you'll be safe from spoilers. But the end of chapter 11, Hannah confronted Taylor about her being with Robbie, her ex, and not telling her. And Hannah's like, you know, he breaks up with every girl he's ever been with, right? She's like, he's gonna break up with you as well. You know that, right? And Taylor goes, you're wrong. He's not going to leave me. He dumped all those other women because he hadn't found the right one. And Hannah says, you think you're the one? And Taylor says, I know for sure that you weren't. These last few pages of chapter 11 just feel like the script of a Housewives episode. So, it is now day 2 of me reading The Bodyguard. Yesterday I got almost halfway through, which is great. I'm really liking it so far. It's really funny, which I was not expecting. Like, it's a rom-com, so obviously it's funny. But you know, like some rom-coms, like for my sense of humor, they're not that funny. But I don't know, there's just something about this. I've laughed out loud multiple times, as you saw in the previous clip. I have 40 pages left of this book, and the entire story just did a full 180. I am so unbelievably confused at the moment. I genuinely don't know how this is gonna end. 2 pages later, and it has been confirmed that not all is as it seems. Remember when I said it took like a full 180? Yeah, it did take a full 180, but then 2 pages later we learn why that happened. Anyways. I just finished The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I think I'm gonna give this 3.5 stars. It was really funny. I mean, like, really, really funny. I was laughing out loud at some parts. Something about the writing style that I didn't love. Like, throughout the book, the main character, Hannah, this is from her point of view, she sometimes breaks the fourth wall and like talks to the reader, which it just felt weird in this story. Like it didn't belong. And there's just some other little things that I didn't like either. It didn't feel super romancy to me. I don't know what it was about it. It just felt a little more general fiction, maybe. I feel the same way about Book Lovers by Emily Henry. It kind of felt like that, where I didn't see it that romance focused. It was more focused on like Hannah, the main girl character, and her life. Some parts were cute, and I did like Hannah and Jack together, but overall. And then the ending, when I was like saying it did a full 180, like that was very intense. That was just felt like it came out of left field, but it worked itself out in the end. It was fine. I think I've settled on 3.5 stars for this for now, which then means we get to go into picking the next book. I'm gonna shake the jar and we're gonna pick another book. I think I need a break from romance. I'm really feeling like thriller mood right now, so I hope I get one of those. I really don't want a fantasy at the moment either. So, oh look at that. We have book number 20. I'm looking at it right here. It's a paperback. It's a paperback. Is book 20. I am nervous. I want it to be Archer's Voice so bad. Or The Silent Patient. Oh, is it Love in Other Words? I think it's Love in Other Words. Okay. Remember when I said I wasn't really in the mood for another romance? This would be one of the exceptions. It would be this or Archer's Voice. I've avoided reading this for so long because it scares me. Because it's like everyone's favorite book. This is like a staple in the romance genre. So I'm excited to read it. I'm a little scared. And it is Alternating Timelines, which isn't my favorite. I read the prologue and the first chapter of this, and it's absolutely nothing like I thought it was going to be and what I was expecting. I knew it was friends to lovers between Macy and Elliot, and I knew that they hadn't seen each other for like a decade. What I didn't know is Macy is getting married to a guy she has only known for a few months, and the guy has a kid. I think I already mentioned when I picked this that I don't love alternating timelines from like the past and the present. The chapter I'm about to start is our first past chapter, so I'll let you know how that goes and how I feel about this alternating timeline in this book. It has been only about an hour and a half and I'm already on page 92. Just crazy. So I definitely think I could finish this today. Macy and Elliot are about to meet for dinner and talk about the past decade. I don't know if this is going to be a 5-star. It's feeling like a 4-star currently. I don't know. I feel weird about Sean. I feel weird about Macy still being with him, even though she has said that she is still in love with Elliot and that she can't just like let him go. Whereas Elliot literally broke up with his girlfriend the night that they ran into each other. I've tapped quite a bit so far. I am now a little over 200 pages in, halfway through. Don't really know how I'm feeling at the moment. Finished this. I just finished Love in Other Words. I read this all in one day, start to finish. I read it today. I don't know, guys. I really don't know how I feel about this. I don't have a rating for it right now, so I'll put it here once I'm editing whatever I figured the rating would be. Right now it's sitting at like a 3.5 to a 4 possibly. I didn't love Macy and Elliot as characters like by themselves. I really liked the first half of the book way more than the second half. The conflict was revealed and resolved within the last 30 pages. I needed another 50 pages or something of them together at the end. And also, like I said before, I didn't love the Sean part of this book and her being engaged for over half of the book, or at least half of the book, and then he just like disappears. You don't see him again. It just felt weird. If I read this like a year and a half ago, probably would have been 5 stars. Would have absolutely loved it. But I'm gonna sleep on it, I'm gonna think about it. And for now, I'm gonna pick my last book for this video. It's time to pick the 5th and last book for this first part of the series. Honestly, I don't know what I want. I don't really want another romance, but I don't know. I don't know. I picked 9. I'm a little nervous. Okay. I know what this is. Book number 9 is our 5th book, and I'm pretty positive I know what this is. This is what I wanted. Our 5th book for this challenge is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, which I'm very happy about because I was done with romance. I read so much romance in a row. I needed a break, but I also was not in a fantasy mood. Definitely in a thriller mood though, so I'm happy about this. It's also really short. It's not even 300 pages. I've been wanting to read this for months. I'll check back in when I'm starting this. Ignore the sound of the printer. I am making stickers for my Etsy shop. But on page 3, and the book name has already dropped, and it is the husband's first screenplay that he sold the rights to. It's called Rock, Paper, Scissors. Guess we'll figure out what that's supposed to mean. And it never made it out. The theory just popped in my head. I'm gonna say it out into the universe and we're gonna see if it happens. Alright, we'll see what happens. It's February 28th today. Anyways, moving on. Up until now, it has just been Amelia and Adam's perspective and chapters from their point of view. And their chapters are told in first person. We just got introduced to a new character and a new perspective, but this perspective is told in third person. So that is interesting. And I guess we'll see where that goes. Am I reading this right? I'm gonna say another theory, which I think is going to be true. Okay, I'll be back when I'm done to let you know if my theories are right. I finished Rock, Paper, Scissors, and I'm giving this 5 stars. Plot twist got me real good. I did not see that coming at all. My first theory that I had, I'm gonna say it was semi-correct. I was spot on though with my second theory, even though it was kind of late getting that theory, but it still had not been revealed, so still theory, because didn't know the truth yet. I think besides Good Girl Bad Blood from the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, this is my favorite thriller. Well, I guess I'd say my favorite adult thriller, because that would be my favorite YA thriller. So yeah, this would be my favorite adult thriller. It wasn't super creepy or anything, so I think it'd be a great starter if you're just getting into thrillers. I'd say start with this one. That brings us to the end of this first part of the series. These are the books that I read for this part of the series. The first 5 out of 20 are done. Go over them again. We have City of Bones, the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. I gave this 4 stars. The Only Fantasy from this first part of the series, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, 5 stars. The Bodyguard by Catherine Senner, 3.5 stars. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, another 3.5 stars. And lastly, our only thriller for this part of the series, Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, another 5 stars. So overall, with 2 5 stars and 1 4 stars, and nothing below 3 stars, I'd say this was successful, and these were some great first 5 picks of this challenge. I forgot to say the dates of when I first started this part of the challenge to when I finished this part of the challenge. So I'm going to do that now. I started reading the first book for this part of the challenge on January 9th, and I finished reading the last book for this first part of the challenge on March 2nd. There are some still left that I am concerned about, that being Addie LaRue and what is it, Days of Blood and Starlight. But there are also some that I'm super excited for, like Addicted After All, Archer's Voice. Thank you for watching this, if you did, and I hope you stick around to see the rest of the series and see if I actually finish the challenge. I'll see you in the next part. Bye!